Be in the know with unlimited access to IBJ and Inside Indiana Business. Our in-depth coverage of all things business means you'll always be completely in the know. Subscribe for just $1 a week. Get started now at ibj.com/trial offer.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Thursday, September 11th, 2025. I'm Alex Brown. Since the start of the year, Morgan County officials have rezoned nearly 400 acres of farmland for light industrial use and approved a series of tax abatements that will see at least $1 billion of investment into a data center campus near Monrovia from a still unnamed developer. Morgan County Economic Development Corporation Executive Director Mike Dellinger said the campus will give the region new revenue streams and vital resources for the future.
I knew from firsthand experience this would be a tremendous opportunity that would bring things to Morgan County and our future that we never would have expected for this somewhat rural suburban county. This is a new industry sector to Indiana that's already advanced elsewhere in the country, and we have a chance now with this to change our game.
There has also been growing opposition to a data center with public protests and a pending lawsuit hoping to slow the development. A Tennessee-based plastic container manufacturer expects to expand to Whitestown and hire 56 workers by the middle of 2026. Ring Container Technologies plans to sign a 10-year lease and invest $77 million in an existing 400,000 square foot warehouse in the Park 130 Business Park. Fort Wayne-based Vera Bradley is reporting a fiscal second quarter net loss of $4.7 million compared to net income of $5.7 million during the same period last year. Executive Chairman Ian Bickley says there are signs of optimism, including improvement in in-store and online sales over the first quarter. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Thanks for listening to this IBJ Media podcast. You're probably going to remember this ad. Do you know why? Podcast advertising works. 85% of listeners recalled hearing an ad during a podcast, and 70% of podcast listeners have acted after hearing an ad. So whether you're looking to be heard across the entire IBJ Media Podcast Network, sponsor one of our shows, or just start with a 30-second ad, IBJ Media can help. Contact advertise at ibj.com to learn more.
Bethel University in Mishawaka is expanding its academic summer programming after receiving over $91,000 in additional funding from Indianapolis-based Lilly Endowment. Melissa Geaver, Bethel's Director of Grant Operations and Community Partnerships, says the program has nearly doubled its camp participation with a slew of new offerings over the last 3 years.
We've grown to offer 12 different camp sections. We also offer 2 other brand new things: residential nursing camp and something called college preparation camp, in which we partner with local schools to get students. Generally, they're from underprivileged or underserved groups. We provide transportation, tutoring, and all sorts of college prep kind of stuff. We do the FAFSA with them, and we let them explore our majors to get kind of a taste of that college experience and have more tools to see if that's something they want to do instead of just thinking they can't.
The latest funding, she said, will be used to grow established programs and help address barriers to participation, such as transportation. Indianapolis-based Shacket Hotels has announced 3 restaurant concepts that will be a part of the Cantio Hotel currently being constructed near the campus of Ball State University as part of the multi-million-dollar Village Revitalization Project. They include a rooftop restaurant and lounge called The Broken Record, a Bob Ross-inspired restaurant called Believe You Me's, and a cafe called Beeman's Corner. The 97-room boutique hotel, as well as the adjacent Performing Arts Center, are expected to open in the fall of 2026. Throughout the state of Indiana, a group of value chain professionals is working to bring farm-fresh food to schools, restaurants, and other places. FarmWise Indiana aims to connect farmers and food producers with institutional buyers. Founder Jody Smith.
It's really, really hard for a farmer who might be used to direct-to-consumer sales, or they might be used to working with a distributor, to then walk down the street to the school and say, hey, I'd like to sell to your school. How do we do that? So farmers don't have a lot of time. Buyers don't have a lot of time. And there's a lot of coordination and conversations and relationship building that needs to happen before that transaction can occur.
The roots of FarmWise have been growing for the last 6 years, and last month it received new funding and launched as a program within Indiana University's Environmental Resilience Institute. Westfield Mayor Scott Willis is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
You know, the economy and the market are in a hairy place these days. It's up a lot, it's down a lot, it's sideways, and it seems on the hour there's breaking news coming out of all areas of the country. How do you get your head around that? How do you not go crazy in the process? I'm Peter Dunn. You may know me as Pete the Planner, IBJ columnist, and my job for years has been to help you understand your financial life better in context with everything else going on. So, what am I encouraging you to do? Well, listen to the Pete the Planner Show. Yeah, it's a podcast. You can get it wherever you get your podcasts, or simply listen at ibjpodcasts.com.
On the go? So are we. Get the IBJ Media app, your all-in-one news source for Indiana business news. Get breaking news alerts, read every story from IBJ, Inside Indiana Business, and the Indiana Lawyer, and listen to your favorite podcasts all in one place. Big news, small screen. Search IBJ Media and download the app today.